Hello, KL. I just realized that next Sunday is Valentine's Day, February 14th, so I thought we would share a Valentine's Day story this week. I have one called Ruby Valentine Saves the Day, and it's written by Lori Friedman, illustrated by Lynn Averill. Well, Ruby Valentine is a little girl, and apparently Valentine's Day is her most favorite day of the year, as you can imagine by her name, and she won't let anything spoil her celebration. So let's go. Ruby Valentine Saves the Day. High above the hills of Heartland, just beyond the township sign, with her feathered friend named Lovebird, lived Ruby Valentine. Can you see that? Looks like she's just moving in. And there's Heartland below her home. Now, Ruby had a favorite day. It came round once a year. As she settled into her new house, Valentine's was drawing near. So she decided to throw a party, and without a moment's hesitation, she and Lovebird sat right down and designed the invitation. And this is what the invitation says. It's a party on February 14th, also known as Valentine's Day. Please join me at my house to eat and drink and play. I'll await your RSVP that says, "You'll be mine." I can't wait to celebrate. Love, Ruby Valentine. Ruby mailed the invitations, then hugged Lovebird with affection. She told her feathered friend they'd planned this party to perfection. She and Lovebird hung new curtains. They scoured every nook. They decorated room by room. They began to bake and cook. When they tidied up the outside, Lovebird clung to every feather. Ruby shivered with excitement, or possibly from bad weather. As the special day drew closer, Ruby counted RSVPs. She never noticed the thermometer. It read 32 degrees. Uh-oh, cold. Valentine's is tomorrow, and I want everything to be just right. Ruby tied up gifts and goodie bags, then kissed Lovebird good night. But when Valentine's arrived, it brought something unexpected. Though Ruby planned out most things, there was one thing she neglected. "A snowstorm," cried out Ruby. She spent all morning on the phone. No one could make it up the mountain. She'd be celebrating Valentine's alone. "My perfect party," sobbed poor Ruby. "Now it won't take place." Lovebird wiped away the tears as they trickled down her face. Then he looked outside the window and said, "Do not despair. If no one can make it here, let's take the party there." Ruby looked at Lovebird. "This wasn't how I'd planned the day." Lovebird shook his feathers. "There is no other way." So together, Ruby and Lovebird carefully packed their sled. As they set out Down the mountain, Ruby yelled, "Full steam ahead!" But as they made their way to Heartland, little did they know they left behind a trail of party fare amidst the ice and snow. Oh my goodness, all the goodie bags are blowing off the sled. "Happy Valentine's Day," cried Ruby as she went from door to door. She gathered everyone in Heartland from every school and house and store. "Time to celebrate," smiled Ruby. "We'll have a party in town square." Then, horrified, she realized her sled was dry and bare. Ruby wrung her hands together. "I've made a big mistake. We can't have a party without presents, card, or cake." "Nonsense," said the townspeople. "We'll have fun anyway. As long as we're together, let's enjoy the day." So they built a giant snowman. They sang songs around a fire. They sounded so good together. They formed the Heartland Choir. Everyone loved the holiday, but Ruby most of all. It wasn't what she'd planned, but she truly had a ball. In the end, everyone thanked her and said, "You saved the day." Ruby smiled from ear to ear. She had something she wanted to say. "I've always loved Valentine's. You all know that is true. Though I celebrate every year, today I learned something new. Planning the day out to perfection is not what makes it great." If you're with the ones you love, that's all you need to celebrate. Ruby Valentine saves the day. Well, that's the spirit. You don't need a party. You just need to be with the people you love. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, KL. See you soon.